Nate,
Mm-hmm.
have you ever had, morbid curiosity? Now, I don't mean just, oh, I'm curious about this. I mean, this is a bad idea. You know that it will not end well and that no good will come of it, and yet
And yet.
you have to do it because you have to know.
Mm.
For example, the feeling you got when we started doing the review of The Room.
Actually, okay. I did. Okay. People had told me about The Room.
Yep.
I'd heard a lot about The Room. I watched The Room before I watched the Nostalgia Critic review. This will be, okay. I'd seen The Room already, and it was, I know what you mean. When people said it was the worst film ever put on film,
you didn't believe them.
I was like, okay.
It can't be that
be that bad, so I'm going to give it a shot. I tune in.
Oh, hi, Mark.
I tune in to find myself just like questioning all reason and all manner of sanity.
They told me not to do this, but I had to do it anyway.
And I was just like, I think that's something weird that's programmed into human beings. We are told not to do things. We're told not to do things. It's the allure of disobedience to some degree. Like we're told not to do something, and we're just like, but what if I did?
I mean, it could be considered a form of rebellion against the system.
Yeah, it could.
Attempting to express free will in the face of saner heads in some cases. But the reason I say that is because you all, and I've seen this, have been requesting Nostalgia Critics the worst Christmas special ever.
Ever.
Now, we had other options for things we could record.
Yeah, we did.
And yet. I have to know.
You just have to know.
I mean, such is the nature of science.
That's fair.
Sometimes you don't have a choice. You gotta push through and find out. And this is, I dare say this is probably going to be a push of something. And on that note, put it up on screen and let's
see what
your coffee machine?
Oh, no, I don't have the little teacup.
I've never seen the teacup button. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, where's the remote to the TV? Darn.
Maybe it's a sign.
Maybe
it's a sign we shouldn't watch this. Good night, everybody. No, I'm not getting out of it that easy, am I?
No.
Out of my own
out of your
hubris.
Own. Yeah. So here we go.
Oh, hey, Critic. Merry Christmas Eve.
So merry about it. I have just seen the absolute worst holiday special of all time.
Santa Zombie Eats Jesus?
Worse.
What?
It's so bad I haven't slept at nights. It's kept me awake throughout the entire season. If I'm not careful, I might start hallucinating.
Hey, Critic. Who are you talking to?
Well, that's a...
Got any NyQuil?
Man, that's such a good intro. Oh. Angry Critic.
Hello, I'm a Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to. And Merry Christmas Eve to you. Or at least it would be. Before I found out this unholy abomination existed. That's right. I have found it. I have found the absolute worst Christmas special of all time.
Even
Hands
worse
down,
than
no
Kiss
comparison,
Saves
Yuletide
Christmas?
crap. It's called The Christmas Tree.
All right.
Never heard of it.
It's unlikely you've ever heard of it, but it's getting more and more of a following as, you guessed it, the worst holiday special ever made. It's acting atrocious. It's animation beyond. Its story? What brain operated by a dead hamster on a broken spinning wheel would be fucking stupid enough to greenlight this shit? It might be the only Christmas special where literally everything about it was done completely 100% wrong. And I mean everything. There are no words to describe how bad it is. It just has to be witnessed. And that is why you are here, isn't it? You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here. And now, for the first time, we are bringing to you the full story of what happened that fateful day. We are giving to you all the evidence based only on the secret testimonials of the miserable souls who survived this terrifying ordeal. The incidents, the places. My friend, we cannot keep this a secret any longer. Let us punish the guilty. Let us reward the innocent. My friend, can your heart stand the shocking facts about the Christmas tree? Let's find out.
Let's find out.
It opens with a cliched narrator reading a cliched book that looks more like a dictionary of Tetris pieces than legible literature.
Our story takes place in an orphanage with some children and a pine tree. The orphaned children lived under the control of the evil rules of a lady named Mrs. Mavilda.
Movement! Oh, I'm sorry, that so rarely happens in this special.
The children never had toys, new clothes, or anything. But they had a friend. The pine tree they named Mrs. Hopewell. Yes, Hopewell, because the kids believed that the tree was magical.
The kids were obviously exposed to too much car exhaust to imagine such a
It sounds like Stephanie Meanswell from Lazy
She had a
Town.
pretty dress with bows and lace and a new pair of pants and a sweater to put on whichever child she was going to show off to the mayor. This way, every time the mayor came by, he always thought that Mrs. Mavilda was taking good care of her children.
A thorough inspection, as you can see, accompanied by the fact that direct deposits and business checks have now been replaced with big bags of money. Hey, who needs a paper trail when you have millionaire duck currency?
Mrs. Mavilda would immediately take off the child's
What?
clothes and put them away in a closet for the mayor's next visit. Poor children.
Well, you're not making the situation better by uncomfortably holding on their naked bodies like that. Thank you. So Mrs. Mavilda bets all the money she has on poker games with her friends, and the kids continue to suffer for it. She doesn't even let them feed the street dog named Licorice, as she tries to have the pound take him away. What is up with this kid? The other children are at least clapping and cheering, but he's just rocking his head like a psychopath.
Maybe he's listening to Slayer.
Play some heavy metal music over that.
There you go.
I like dogs!
I like turtles.
Later on, we see a family moves into town and is looking for work. So they go to the mayor, which doesn't really seem like his jurisdiction, but again, he keeps his bank account in money bags. And he tells him that the husband can work at the lumber mill, but has to live in the boarding house without his family. However, he offers the family a chance to live at Chateau de Fuckhole, where Mrs. Mavilda will take the mother, named Judy, in as an assistant.
Come from the mayor's.
I know.
I'd better go now. Take good care of yourself and the children, Judy. I will be back before Christmas.
Wow, David Duchovny on
Really?
Quaaludes could show more emotion than that.
Ooh.
Bye, children. Be good.
I'm gonna check with the doctor and see if I'm clinically still alive.
Can we go now?
So Mrs. Mavilda explains that Judy's kids have to be treated the exact same way as the other kids.
They're going to stay with the other children and under the same rules and regulations.
I'm sorry.
Come, children. Follow me. Another thing. You have to
The
get...
hell was that?
Come, children. Follow me. Another thing.
I apologize. Sometimes my other personality interrupts me. No, I don't. Shut up, whore!
This is going to be your bedroom. I don't want to hear anybody crying around here. And most of all, no pillow fights. You understand? Because if you think you're not going to be punished because you have your mother here, you're going to be mighty disappointed.
I'll get you, my frozen, awkwardly blinking pretties, and your repeated 2 frames of animation, too.
Ugh.
So Judy's kids try to see if they can fit in with the other children.
That one has a toy. We want it. Ah!
Was that supposed to be charming them or satanically hypnotizing them?
Yeah?
But their creepy-ass smiles seem to win them over, and they start to know each other better.
They say there's only one arm, but my mom says Santa will bring new arm for him.
What?
What?
When you go through the window.
What the hell did you just say?
I don't know if this kid is the directors, the producers, or even the casting agents, but there is no way she got through any kind of audition process.
Justin is busy all year. Mommy, come here and see Mrs. Topwell.
Ugh.
Besides, I brought the food.
She's not technically killing the art of human speech as we know it, but she is the seed that will grow a horrifyingly large oak. Speaking of which, the kids show Judy their only friends, the tree named Mrs. Hopewell and their dog Licorice. And to the mumbling girl's credit, none of these other kids are gonna win anything resembling human respect with these performances either.
I knew we should have never shown him to your mother. Adults are always the same.
I just learned how to speak 3 days ago, and according to the Craigslist posting, that's all you need to be in this movie.
Oh.
Now we have to do something for Mrs. Hopewell, too.
I've got an idea.
We'll decorate her with her dead brethren. That way she'll remember that no matter how pretty she is, she'll always be thought of as a tool. Much like you children are in this movie. So the mayor sees the kids and Judy getting along and thinks that they deserve even more money.
This year, I've collected more money for the children's Christmas. I've got enough money here to get the children new clothes. And still some left for their Christmas.
Did he just have a Vietnam flashback for a second?
I've got enough money here to get the children new clothes. And still some left for their Christmas present. Here you go, Mrs. Mavilda. Here's the 2 bags.
My God!
Here's the
he didn't even give the amount. He just said 2 bags. I don't even think he measures the money in terms of numbers. I think he literally measures it in bag size.
Mr. Mayor, this check says it's for 2 money bags.
That's right, 2 whole money bags.
Mr. Mayor, I'm gonna need an exact amount in order to accept.
I use money bags!
Okay, we'll take the money bags.
Very
Good.
Now, if you'll excuse me, my ride is waiting for me.
Well, those poor little things aren't going to have to spend another winter in patches and rags. By the way, where's Judy? Oh, Mrs. Kindle. Good that you're here. I just gave Mrs. Mavilda the
That's awfully
money.
quick. I didn't even hear a footstep. Would she just beam herself into the room?
By the way, where's Judy? Oh, Mrs. Kindle. Good that you're here.
The mayor wants her to pick out fancy new clothes for the children as Christmas gifts. But the kids don't know what Christmas is, so Judy explains.
Christmas is a pretty and happy time of the year. A time when people get together. Friends with friends. Children with their parents and grandparents.
Ex-nay the errands pay.
Yep.
Orphans, eh?
Santa Claus is everybody's grandpa.
And how can his sleigh fly? Because he has special reindeer to pull it, and each one has his own special name.
Okay, what's this kid drinking? She's slurring more than inebriated Klansmen.
I wish my little teddy bear had his other arm.
So she tells them that on Christmas they can all make a simple wish. No, not that one, but it would explain a lot. So we get a scene
She'll
of
come
all the
after you
kids
again,
wishing for
Critic.
happy
Don't
things to
do it,
occur.
man.
You don't want her on your ass
Strangely
again.
enough, while this scene is going on, they keep cutting back and forth to Mrs. Mavilda's poker game. And it's edited so awkwardly that we're usually only seeing the poker game for just a couple of seconds.
I guess you've never seen a Christmas tree before.
What did you want?
Let's roll, kids! I'm feeling lucky tonight!
He's not
wasn't done
anybody's
yet, but-
grandpa.
Mommy, can I be the first one to make a Christmas wish?
Think hard before you do.
Wait, I think there was more.
Mavilda. Let's have another hand!
I don't think they
I
were done
wish
yet.
my little teddy bear.
Okay, why show these 2 things at the same time if we're not going to show them for more than a couple seconds?
Yeah.
Can we intercut other sloppily edited scenes while we're at it?
Oh, maybe if there's some money left over, I can convince Mrs. Mavilda to buy some red velvet. That way I can make some Christmas stockings to hang on the fireplace.
Red velvet for stockings? What's that?
Don't you know about Christmas stockings that you hang on the fireplace for Santa Claus to fill? You don't?
What?
Which one of you
What
knows
the
about
hell?
Christmas?
I do.
Christmas?
Oh, no.
Christmas? Well, let me tell you about it.
So it turns out Mrs. Mavilda bet all the money and lost it, meaning she can't get any new clothes.
I want to tell you something, and you better listen. I don't want the children playing outside anymore. You better make sure of that.
Because you don't want the mayor to see them without new clothes.
How can you dare to? All right! Now you know. And now that you know, you better make sure you don't tell him a thing, or you and your children are out in the cold. Now you go get those children back inside.
Before my brain gets taken over by another personality. So Judy lets the kids know the bad news.
You know the new clothes we promised you? Well, I'm afraid you're not going to be getting them. I know, but there's nothing I can do about it.
That's not fair, Mrs. Kindle.
Please, children, don't make it more difficult for me.
I mean, Jesus, all you kids ever do is think about yourselves. Don't you kids ever think about me thinking about you, thinking about yourselves? But Mrs. Mavilda decides that Judy is getting too much respect from the kids, so she tries to figure out a way to get rid of her.
She's changing everything around here. I gotta get rid of her. But how?
Well, maybe you can start by getting out of the fucking bed. It's like 1 o'clock, you lazy bitch. Get moving.
Why don't I make that good girl into a bad one? Yeah! I'll make her into a thief, just like I did with the girl that worked with me before.
What?
We never saw that. Okay,
yeah.
Is this like a real person, or are we to assume this is yet another personality that she has in her head? This woman's making a beautiful mind look like a simple romp. So she calls her henchman, yeah, she has a henchman, what with the accents and stuffs, and asks him to frame Judy for stealing something of his. But one of the girls hears her and tells the other kids. They all decide that something has to be done.
We can't just stay here without doing something. What can we do? What about your mother? She's also in danger.
The hell is that?
You're the one that knows where his office is. Do you know where his house is?
Okay, Zortor, your impression of a small human child isn't fooling anybody.
Castle, I'll get you next time, pitifully dumb humans!
Speaking of which, there's a great irony that all of these children are obviously voiced by horrible child actors, but one girl is clearly voiced by an 18-year-old.
You mean you don't think our star is going to make it on time?
What if one of us goes to him?
But where are we and where is his house?
Okay, pick one. Either horrible adult actors, horrible child actors, or aliens trying to pose as children to take over the universe. So the children decide that Judy's kids should go and get help. From who, you may ask? Santa Claus, of course. Yeah, why not?
Look here in my book. It shows that we're not far from his house.
What decapitated gingerbread cookie do they live on? Even Mario would be looking at this saying, whoa, that's a fucked up a kingdom.
But I don't know where the North Pole is. Do you?
I don't.
It's north.
He knows where the North Pole is. He does?
Well, he barked. Obviously, that translates into knowing where the
North
Pole is. Quite a knowledgeable little scamp, isn't he? Say, I wonder what else he knows about. Hey, Licorice, do you know if we're alone in the universe? Wow, do you know why smart people keep watching the middle? Wow, do you know who really killed JFK? My God, the answers are right there. I have to go to the police about this. The world must know, damn it! The world must know! I'll be right back.
The world must know. The world must know.
I'll be right back. Oh, good.
What? Another commercial? Well, this one's really quick. I just wanted to tell you that at theawesomestore.com we are extending our sale on our DVDs and also our charity drive pictures. So that is going to be going until the 1st of next year. So you can still get the good prices on that. Also, our metal prints are in and they're being shipped out even as we speak. If there's any more left, you can take a look, see if you can order some more. And that's about it. Back to the show. Oh, also, you will die if you don't know this.
So Judy's kids go with Licorice to find the North Pole.
Don't be mad, Pappy. I just had to come.
She's down there, kid. You're staring at nothing right now.
What?
Please look down. Please look down. Please look down. There you go. But they come across some troubles on their search. Like Baloo from the Jungle Book.
Necessities.
a polar bear. Even Santa Claus Conquers the Martians got that one right.
Bye.
Help me, Pappy, help me.
God damn it, you're hanging on for dear life. Show some fucking emotion, you little twat!
Even in death, I don't care.
Oh, no.
In hindsight, I am a pretty dumb bear.
Lily, 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 Lily.
Same voice clip.
Where'd you go?
Oh, Jesus, kid. Will somebody just try? Somebody? God! I'll juggle porcupines with my butt cheeks if I could just get one production assistant or a cast member or the director or somebody just to say maybe, fucking maybe, we should do that take again! Jesus H. Jesus, can we just get somebody with some goddamn emotion?
Get out! Pack your things right now! You're fired!
Christ! Spastic
Well.
hyenas aren't as loud as you.
You're fired!
You're blowing out the volume levels. I don't
Yeah.
think the microphone has an insane bitch setting on it. Except maybe in her case.
Frank,
Was
you
that
still have
Ann
that
Coulter?
electric chainsaw of yours.
I'm pretty sure that was Ann
Also
Coulter.
Henchman
Probably.
down the tree. Oh, sorry. Mrs. Hopewell. They've established such a strong presence with her. I'm surprised I forgot. As the kids go out and try to stop them.
Nobody cuts Mrs. Hopewell until we talk to the mayor.
Show them the saw.
Whatever you say, ma'am. What is the meaning of this?
Wait.
Wasn't there snow here just a moment ago?
Turn that thing off. I can't hear a thing.
Mommy, Mommy.
But where's Lily? Where is she?
Dead.
She's gone, Mommy.
Oh, God, what do you mean? Ray.
Where'd he come from?
Ray.
I randomly materialized here just in time.
Tell me, son, what happened to Lily?
She fell from a cliff, Mommy, Daddy.
Mommy,
All the way
Daddy?
down.
Mommy, daddy button?
Yeah, because that's my reaction if I just found out my little kid died. So while the mayor is there, he finds out all the terrible things that Mrs. Mavilda has been doing.
What happened with the money that I've been donating? Why did
Gambling.
Mavilda buy toys for them? And look at them. They look like they haven't had new clothes in years. What if the inspector were to come?
I love how he doesn't care that the children's well-being has been put in horrible danger, but instead is more concerned if the inspector sees it and calls him out on it.
What if the inspector were to come?
Voters don't like their politicians connected to dead children. They are still alive, right?
No.
Mrs. Hopewell is going to be all right.
Okay, is the mayor slowly transforming into an Adam Sandler voice? Because Sandler already ruined one holiday, and I don't think this movie needs any help ruining this one.
Wow.
That's what you think, children.
But Mrs. Mavilda grabs the chainsaw and is about to finish the job.
Oh, no.
Where are all these other people coming from?
Holy shit! The
What?
moral of the story is don't fuck with Mrs. Hopewell.
I am the bark of Satan. Those who wish to demean my evil will be bloodily smoted.
Oh, hey, Santa.
With small child clearly in tow.
Ah, so it was Santa who fried the flesh of a weak, feeble woman. Merry
Christmas?
I think those lights are supposed to actually be on the tree and not a little to the left of the tree, but I guess it's the thought that counts. And clearly none of that went into this at all.
Mommy!
Oh, Lily, I'm so glad to see you.
Are you?
I missed all of
Ah.
you.
Why
And
is
the
he?
disturbing Santa Coconut agrees.
He's
Oh, look,
He's
Santa's leaving.
too realistic.
What's this shit on my shoulder? Oh, I guess it does that. Okay.
Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yeah, creepy voice Santa has no time for individually visiting houses anymore. He just sort of air bombs gifts now, in the hopes that whoever picks it up in the morning will like it or some crap. So everything seems to end happily. Look, even Mrs. Mavilda somehow got out without a scratch on her.
What?
How the flying fuck do you do that?
And Mrs. Mavilda, well, Mrs. Mavilda, she's going to be all right. From what I've heard, she went back to work in the orphanage as Judy's assistant.
True that lightning fucked with her head and she constantly pisses her pants and calls herself the chicken god, but aside from that, she's gonna be all right.
Well, don't worry about Mrs. Mavilda. She's good now. She learned that you always win when you are good. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh, and I suppose that's your half-assed little message at the end, right? Yeah, no, it's good. It's really good. Really good. I like it. You did a good job. You did a good job, Special. It was. It's only 45 minutes. It felt like an eternity, but you know, you did good. I just so love it. I did everything. All the characters, everything about it was so good. I just love you. You did so good. I just love you. You did so good. Everything. I love you. It's just so funny. I just love the Christmas tree.
Head pop.
Fuck you!
Okay!
Do I even need to say what's wrong with it? Not really.
Fuck
yeah!
yeah!
Horrible acting, horrible writing, horrible directing, and horrible animation. But here's the thing. A lot of people are saying this is the animated equivalent of The Room. One of those films that's so hypnotizingly bad that it's actually good. And in some respects, they're actually kind of right. This can be very entertaining to laugh at and make fun of. Everything is so awkward and strange that you can't help but burst out into hilarity. But the problem is, it's a Christmas movie. Christmas. Really think about that. This is the season where even the worst holiday specials at least try to give something either entertaining or heartfelt because they feel they owe it to such a beautiful time of year. And what does this film end up giving us?
You always win when you are good.
Yeah, this is the holiday where charities all over the world go up. And people give more than ever to those who have so little and expect nothing in return. They do it because they know it's right, and this is the time to celebrate what's good in the world. And what does this film end up giving us?
You always win when you are good.
This is the time of year that brought a war to a halt. Because the message of goodwill toward men was so strong. Because it was a symbol to stop hatred, stop killing, stop everything spreading anything that didn't equal love and respect for everyone in the world. This is a holiday that is that powerful. So, just to reiterate, you Christmas special that clearly understands the holiday you're representing,
not
what
again.
then is the meaning of Christmas?
You always win when you are good.
It doesn't sound like you finished that statement.
That's what Christmas is. You got it, Special. You fucking got it. No, you didn't. And that's why this is the word special. I'll tell you why. Because Christmas is not about that. It's not about that dumbass little message just trying to throw in at the last minute. You know what? It's not even really about giving or sharing or love or anything about that. That's a part of it, but there's something even more important. You want to know what it is? I'll tell you what Christmas is. Christmas is effort. It's putting effort into that kindness. It's putting effort into that sharing. It's putting effort into that loving. Because anyone can just give something. Anyone can just buy something, whether it costs $1 million if you're rich or nothing if you're poor. But by God, it's the effort you put into it. If you got something someone really wanted, then that's effort. Or if you made something that somebody didn't even know they wanted, that's effort. That's loving. It's putting the effort into that stuff. And that's something that's clearly not in this special. They just slapped it together, didn't give a shit, and you can't do that on Christmas, man. You have to try. You have to try to make this stuff good because that is what we're trying to do. It's about putting effort in something that's even bigger than yourself. Because when somebody comes up to me and wishes me a holiday from a religion maybe I don't celebrate. If somebody said Happy Hanukkah to me, I'd wish Merry Christmas back. You know what? We'd be fine with it. You want to know why? Because we're both sharing something that we believe is bigger than ourselves. That is putting effort into that. That is celebrating something that's wonderful and loving and unbelievable. It's putting that effort into Christmas, into sharing something so great and fantastic. Let me show you something. Follow me, Mr. Cameraman. Follow me. You know, it is all about effort because that is what we're trying to do here. We're trying to all come together so that we can celebrate and put that effort into everything that is good with the world. Like these people right here. Look at how much effort these people put in all the time. Unbelievable. Come here, you guys. These are people that work behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, all of a sudden they do such a good job. Guys, you've been doing so great. You got that guy with the glasses audience watching right now. Is there anything you would like to say to him this Christmas Eve?
God bless us, everyone.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Potter. You got a movie quote?
Not really. But as we approach the new year, just know that we always want to get better and don't get drunk.
See, that's effort. Whether it be just a movie quote that means a lot to him or, something very sincere, that's effort. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. But it doesn't stop there. Because we keep going out here showing more of the effort, more of the... It's about this guy. Christmas is about this guy right here. That's right.
Rob.
He's been working so hard. Hey, stand up. Come on. You've been working so hard. You got everybody watching it right now. Anything you want to wish people this Christmas?
Merry Christmas?
Oh, come on. You do better than that. Come on.
And Happy New Year.
Come on, bigger than that.
You filthy animal.
Oh, for God's sake, you can't think of anything better to say
You
on
filthy
Christmas
animal.
Eve?
Okay, fine. It's a little hard to get into the Christmas spirit with the way it's been over-commercialized and stuff, but really when you think deep about it, it's
Christmas
is not
and Happy
just a bunch
New
of
Year,
things
you
that
filthy
buy.
animal.
It's about an attitude, a spirit, something you carry with you in your heart. When 2,000 years ago, a man was born into a stable, not adorned with gifts and presents and stuff and trees, but born into poverty. And you see that every day when a child does something nice for his grandma, or when, we give things to homeless people.
Jim Cameron, friggin' Malcolm.
That endures and goes on till the mountains may fall and the hills turn to dust.
Okay.
Take the camera. Okay.
All right, Rob, take the camera.
Okay. It's about believing in something bigger than yourself, like I said, and putting that effort into it, because you don't have to believe in Christianity or Catholicism or any of that stuff. You don't have to be any religion. You just have to believe in humanity, and that's what's so great about it. It's believing in the best of humanity and the effort it puts into that bestness.
Who are you? What are you doing in our house?
These two. This is my mom and dad. They put so much effort into raising me because they are so awesome that way. This guy joined the Navy so he could help support and raise us, and my mom, she was going to be an opera singer. But she had 2 kids and said, you know what, I'm going to spend my life dedicated to that. And that is so unbelievable, and that is Christmas. There's such goodness. There's such goodness in these people. So, Dad, you got so many people watching right now. Is there anything you want to say to that guy with glasses audience on Christmas Eve here?
Merry Christmas to all of you. And most importantly, remember, we have lots of merchandise in the It's going to be really...
That's the kind of ham he is. That's the kind of guy that my dad is. And you can see where I got my terrible sense of humor. But nonetheless, he has spent it.
There you go.
But nonetheless, he has worked so hard to raise us, and he has just been so positive, so upbeat. And I love my dad. And Mom, I got a question for you. It's a question I really wanted to say for you because you're so loving and you're so heartfelt and everything. There's a lot of people out there who don't associate Christmas with the best stuff. Maybe they don't have many friends or much family, and maybe they're spending it alone, or maybe they associate it with a bad time. There's so many bad things that happen out there, and Christmas is such a good time. And I know you feel it, you feel like I feel it. What can you say to people out there who are not having such a good Christmas?
This is the time of year to reach out to someone else who's lonely or is having a hard time and do something nice for them. Because when you do that, you will feel less lonely inside of yourself as well. It's a perfect time of year to do something for somebody else and think of others.
That's really nice, Mom. Thanks so much. This movie sucks balls, but I love you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Oh, man.
They worked it out. They made it. They made it come out to a happy ending. I can't believe it.
Okay. Actually, there's something. That was Doug Walker's mother.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
who passed away earlier this year. Actually.
Yeah.
And this is Doug's first Christmas without her. And damn, dude. I did not know that she was in this. I did not know she.
I didn't. Yeah.
But it just goes to show that I see why Doug. Well, Doug, you always cherish your mother. No matter what bad things may happen, you say between each other, you're eventually most of the time people get over it. You get over it and you move on, and you're still family. I see now why Doug was so distraught over what happened with his mother because of her being in this, and I didn't know that she was in this. Damn. I feel bad now.
Christmas is rough.
Christmas is rough because this is because. All right, I remember one Christmas. It was the one right after my Papa Clyde passed away. Turns out he'd actually bought a gift for my dad in advance. That far in advance. And he was actually going to give it to my dad for his birthday, but he got sick. And he never got a chance to give it to my dad, so my grandma wrapped it up, and she left a note in there saying that this is actually from your dad. And it was really a beautiful thing to see that my dad broke down because my dad was still grieving. I mean, grieving over a loss of a parent. I mean, I haven't gone through that, and it takes a while from what I understand.
Yeah,
takes quite a while.
Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah, I've been there because my dad passed away. It's been 4 or 5 years now. Been 5 years. But he I wasn't going to get into this.
No, you don't have to.
Well, I mean, I'm
you don't have to if you don't want to. It's fine.
So Dad had Lewy body dementia.
Yeah, you
which is basically if you take dementia and Parkinson's and jam them together and add on that Parkinson's medications don't work on it.
Yeah.
So we took care of him at home as long as we could, and then we found a very nice place not too far away for him to stay, where he would be taken care of. We went to see him every day.
Yeah.
And a couple months before he died, we went and got him on Christmas, and we brought him home.
Yeah.
And we took him home, and neighbors came over to see him, and he got to visit with people. And we got him back to the nursing home, and they were getting him out of the car, which amazingly enough took 4 of us to do when we got him home. It took 4 people to get him out of the car.
Yeah.
Because he also couldn't really see too well, and so he couldn't figure out what was happening, so he was struggling. And they asked him, "Well, did you have a good Christmas?" And I wish I had never heard his answer. Because he said, "Well, no." That was rough. Mom and I just sat in the car for a little while after that and we just couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
And I guess in some ways I kind of had an advantage because when Dad passed away, I had already sort of mourned him because
he wasn't himself.
He wasn't necessarily himself anymore. He'd still make jokes like he used to, and some things were still there, but it wasn't person. Necessarily him. Yeah,
him as the person that he wasn't there anymore. Oh man,
Christmas is rough.
Christmas is rough, and in all honesty, the pain of losing somebody is always difficult. Christmas reminds you of a lot of that, and for me, I can say I'm thankful for the people I still have. I'm thankful for my family and my friends whom I still have, and I can say that without a doubt, one of the things that I look forward to for Christmas is, well, it's the remembrance to some degree. It's the remembrance and remembering the past and the people that you've lost and the people that you loved. But it's also realizing what you have left. What you have left in terms of family and in terms of friends, and it makes you to me, it makes me thankful. It makes me really thankful for all that I still have. And when you lose somebody, it's difficult and it's hard, but at the same time, those times that you had with them are precious, and even though you won't be able to make any more with them, the fact that you were able to have them, the fact that you were able to have those moments are miraculous and are worth remembering. Because eventually the pain does heal. My dad told me this. Eventually the pain does heal, and you're able to face forward and walk towards tomorrow, and you're going to wake up one day and you're going to be smiling because you realize I had those moments with them. And there's nothing that can take that away from me. There's nothing that can take that away from me. And I think I see what he means, because every Christmas my granddad who passed away last year would always wheel around in his wheelchair and would play Santa Claus. He would always be in front of the tree. He'd turn around, get a gift, turn around and give it away. And he loved doing that. That was one of his things that he loved to do. And I remember when we did Christmas, we were all still distraught over it. Mm-hmm. And my mom especially, because of the situation in which she lost my grandfather, which by a lot of people would consider it a nightmare in how she lost him. And for me, when me being powerless, me being forced to stay back at.
Yeah, you were a mess.
Yeah, I couldn't think straight, and that Christmas was hard for everybody, and then I started telling stories. I started telling stories about my grandfather, and things he would say, some things that I can mention, some things I can't. And I just remember seeing everyone's faces light up again. And they remembered, but at the same time, they didn't dwell on it, and it didn't get them down. See, that's the point. You can't let it... It's always good to remember. It's always good to have those memories close to your heart, but don't let them weigh you down, because I personally believe that the person that you've lost wouldn't want you dwelling and having their death weigh on you so heavy. I think they would want you to remember the best of times. because those are the moments worth remembering. It says Robin Williams said in Good Will Hunting, You're never going to have experiences unless you actually live your life. You can't stay in the same spot and expect everything to come to you. You have to go out and find it. And I think that's a good life lesson for anyone, no matter who, it doesn't matter if you're rich with family or if you're all alone in the world. You have to take steps yourself, because no one's going to give a life to you. You have to live it. You have to cherish those moments, and you have to... we've gone all philosophical and shit.
Yeah, we do that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. We have our moments.
Yeah. Some moments are harder than others.
Yeah. It's heavy stuff.
Yeah,
I
didn't expect this one to.
It didn't me either. And then I saw
that.
Sandy. I saw Doug's mom, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Because I remember when that happened, and Doug's post on social media. I was just like, oh no.
Yeah.
And I just keep wondering. I just keep thinking. Years from now, where we are now versus where we will be 10, 20 years from now, it may be something completely different. And when I say that, I mean it. I mean something absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
I mean, heck,
we've got no idea.
Yeah, we have no idea. That's the beauty of this whole thing, is that it's unpredictable. It's unpredictable, and it's exciting. And those are memories that, honestly, years from now, I'll be looking back on these moments, sitting on this couch, hearing your all's comments, good and bad, by the way. Which I'm seeing a few on here right now.
Oh, good.
Oh, actually, there's nothing.
Oh.
There's nothing bad on here.
Hey.
It's
a Christmas miracle.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, you had to go looking, didn't you?
Your pronunciation of Pakuranga was decent. Hey.
Oh. Hey.
So that's
Solaire, yeah.
I think it's Solaire. So hey. So
good.
Yeah, that fills me with joy. So Pakuranga.
Anyway,
yeah, I think that's gonna do it.
Yeah, guys, thank you all for watching this. Thank you all for watching anything of ours.
Anything that has us in it.
It's still so hard to believe that anyone wants to hear what I have to say, much less, some portion of the 100,000 of you plus that are subscribed. Just that is mind-blowing.
I can see it. Yeah.
It's insane. Like
that memory when you came over and we hit 100,000.
Yeah, like you walked up to the door, you opened the door, and you had this look on your face, and I knew why you had that look on your face, because I'd been watching the count, and I just walk in, and I'm like, well, I do say, old chap, old sport, old bean, I do believe we've made it, and yeah, but just as much as I love helping people, honestly, being on the channel helps me.
Yeah.
Just because there are a lot of mornings, there have been a lot of mornings recently where, the depression is hitting me, and I'm like, I don't know. And then, it's like, well, I got to go stream, or, we got to go record, and it helps.
It's therapeutic in some ways. Well, same thing for me. Like me, I had all this time on my hands that honestly I had no idea what to do with it, and then I was just like, should I just settle into an everyday job? Should I not do anything else with my life? Should I just take a safe route or not take a risk? And then the idea hit me. It's just like, well, let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens.
And here we are.
And here we are, 2 years later and 100,000 subscribers deep.
Yep. And then some.
And then some.
It's, wow.
And here we are, just... Whew. Guys, thank you all once again for this.
Yeah.
And, okay. Doug Walker actually mentioned this in there. When he said, when someone says Happy Hanukkah to him or and all this, and he says Merry Christmas back to them, here's the thing. I actually had this happen to me. It happened to me at a department store.
Mm-hmm.
It was a woman behind the counter. And I say, and as I get my stuff and I'm checking out, I look at her and I say, I go, Merry Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, honey, it's Happy Holidays. It's more inclusive that way. And I'm like, and actually I stopped myself and I'm just like, I wanted to say something mean, but then I was like, no, I need to be logical about this. So over the next 30 seconds, I say this, and I was like, okay, first off, here's the thing. I'm not looking to be inclusive. I'm looking to be honest. All right? I don't believe in the other holidays, and that's not my fault. I believe in Christmas. That is what I practice. Does that mean that I'm wrong and that everyone should adhere to what I believe? No. It just merely means I am wishing you well during this time of year. It is what I have always said and is what I will always say as long as I believe in what I believe in. Now, if I were to say Happy Holidays, I wouldn't feel comfortable. And I don't want to sacrifice my comfort just so I can appear to be more PC or I can appear to be more inclusive. If someone wishes me Happy Holidays, I'll wish them a Merry Christmas, not out of spite, but out of honesty. Because, when I wish someone a Merry Christmas and they say Happy Holidays, I'm not going to get offended. But when someone tries to tell me what to say, to take away my freedom of speech of what to say and what I believe, then I don't get offended. I get honest. I tell them the truth. And all-inclusive language, to me, to some degree, is a little bit hurtful to free speech. Because don't get me wrong, it's always good to, be part of the group and be part of, something bigger than yourself. But at the same time, if you lose your own personality and you lose your own, for instance, we were forced to say Happy Holidays where I worked at one point. We were forced to say Happy Holidays. And I couldn't do it. And my manager actually asked me why. And I said, well, it's because of this. And they said, well, that's not how we do things. And I'm like, well, here's the thing. It's a violation of my free speech. In which we got in a whole argument and everything, and eventually they were just like, all right, fine. You don't have to say it. Just, if someone says anything to you, don't just say thank you and goodbye. And it's just like, well, they're still censoring me, but okay. And I get it to some degree. People are offended by someone saying Merry Christmas. But I don't mean offense by it. Why do people take offense to it? I mean, this is supposed to be a time of year for everyone to come together to some degree. No matter what belief you share, no matter what belief you have, we're all supposed to come together and wish each other well. Whether that's by saying Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Holidays.
Festivus.
Festivus. I mean, it shouldn't.
Is Saturnalia right now?
I believe so. Saturnalia is.
Give me a minute. I'm going to look that up.
But and you see, it shouldn't be. You should adhere to my vocabulary. I'm like,
it is Saturnalia.
So yeah, it doesn't matter what a person says. It's just like, okay, well, hey, Merry Christmas to you. If someone says Happy Holidays, I'll say Merry Christmas to them. I just don't want to be corrected and people tell me what I'm supposed to say. That's just like, Ben, you're no longer allowed to say science because, according to some people, science is racist. What do you say to that?
How is science racist?
Because, as one group put it, because white people have predominantly made a lot of the discoveries in modern day science, which, in all honesty, it's actually a lot is shared. Asian, there's been a lot of Asian professors who found a lot. There's been a lot of Indian professors who found a lot. It's spread across the board. But they say because of the majority of Western sciences, especially in Europe, have been pressed forward by white people, it's racist. So you won't be allowed. So, in order to not sound racist in some circles, you are not allowed to say science anymore.
Well, I've got a shirt I can't wear on the channel anymore.
No. That's the thing about it on here, dude. You can say whatever you want. You can wear whatever you want. That's the point. I mean, honestly, if they want to race bait science, they can feel free to. But as Ben will point out, science cuts down the middle and knows no color and no creed. All it knows is truth. Which, in all honesty, I have to agree, because science is the ever constant pursuit of truth. Whether or not we will find it in our lifetime, that's really up for debate.
Yep.
But it is the constant pursuit of truth. It is the ones who ask questions. Train car just made a loud noise out there.
That was terrifying.
That was them hooking up, I believe.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
Let me get this off the screen. Hold on.
So we had a nice
long chat.
We had a sort of nice, heartwarming end point, and then it went on. So I'm gonna get us out of here.
Okay, go ahead.
Yep.
Oh wait, we're almost at an hour. Do you want to do the secret word?
Are we? Oh God. Secret word. Let's
make it a hard one to spell. Falafel.
No. The secret word is algorithm.
Algorithm. Wow.
Yeah.
Algorithm.
Secret word is algorithm.
Algorithm.
Yep. Guys, thank you so much for watching.
Yeah.
All of this. And whatever holiday you celebrate, or if you don't celebrate any holidays.
Yeah.
I hope you have a good day, week, season, whatever.
Well, he won't say it, but I'll say what I
know.
say.
What I'm saying is, I hope you're happy.
Yeah.
And I hope we helped with that.
Well, I think what Ben's trying to say is, I hope you have a happy holidays, and me, I hope you have a Merry Christmas. Take care, guys.